What are the ethical considerations in IP valuation? Imagine putting a price tag on something that can't be touched or seen. That's what intellectual property valuation involves. It's about assigning a monetary value to patents, trademarks, and other intangible assets. But behind these numbers lie important ethical questions. How do we make sure these valuations are fair and honest? When companies relying on these numbers for licensing, selling, or legal cases, integrity becomes key. First, respecting ownership rights is essential. Valuators must recognize who owns the IP and what their contributions are. Overestimating or underestimating the value can unfairly benefit or harm the owner. It's about fairness, not just numbers. Transparency is also vital. The methods and assumptions used in valuation should be clear and based on facts. This avoids any bias or manipulation that could skew results. For example, inflating a patent's value to get better licensing terms is unethical. Balancing private gain with public interest is another concern. Patents and trademarks are meant to promote innovation, but they can also limit access or raise costs for society. Ethical valuation considers how the IP's value impacts public welfare. For instance, if a patent on a life-saving drug is overvalued, it might lead to higher prices that restrict access. Valuators should keep this in mind. Conflicts of interest must be avoided. Valuators should stay independent and not let personal or financial interests influence their work. This is especially important in legal disputes or high-stakes transactions. If a valuator has a financial stake in the outcome, their objectivity can be compromised. When dealing with patents that are essential to industry standards, fair licensing practices are a must. Valuations should support licensing terms that are fair and accessible to everyone involved. This aligns with the principles of fairness and non-discrimination. Handling sensitive information with care is another ethical duty. Valuators often access confidential business data. Protecting this information is necessary to maintain trust and privacy. Finally, because future benefits and market conditions are uncertain, honest communication about these uncertainties is critical. Overstating the value or ignoring risks can mislead decision-makers. In practice, ethical IP valuation guides fair licensing negotiations, unbiased legal evaluations, and strategic business decisions. It helps ensure that valuations support innovation without unfairly exploiting or restricting access. It also influences policy decisions, especially in sectors like healthcare, where patent values affect drug prices and availability. Overall, ethical IP valuation is about balancing respect for legal rights, transparency, fairness, and societal impact. It's about making sure that the numbers we assign truly reflected the value of these intangible assets without compromising integrity or public trust.